It is a very common question I get from my clients almost on a daily basis. Does my ex have feeling for me? This is what we're going to cover today. I'm going to share with you 5 signs, and also at the end some actions, some things you could be doing. If you follow my videos and my channels, you know that I'm pretty much action oriented. I want you to do something and do the right things. This is what we're going to cover at the end. If it's the first time, subscribe to the channel if you don't know me. Comment if you have any questions. I often help people this way. And if you want to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex, I put together a quiz for you to know. It's a score and it's provided after you answer an assessment. The link is in the first comment of the video. So the first reason they wouldn't have been in a relationship with you. Remember, in relationship, when you date someone, you don't accept as many people as that. And you are one of the few. Always remember that. You were the person they picked. You were the person they were in love with you, madly in love with. And so they had still a lot of feelings for you. You have to understand that when you are in a relationship with someone with strong feelings, it doesn't disappear overnight. So they still have feelings for you. We think wrongly that is a brutal change. It is in reality very brutal, but in terms of feelings, in terms of what's going on in their heart, it's very different. Love doesn't fade away and becomes hate overnight. It is never the case. Never the case. Unless there's been a lot of nastiness, maybe cheating, maybe violence. But other than that, it is always feelings. I mean, I'm a strong believer that love is always there. When you dated your first love, the first person you dated, you still love them in a way. And especially after a breakup, for weeks and months, it's still very intense. And so when it hurts, obviously, your ex might create a defensive wall because they want to be protected. So don't stress out. They still have feelings, as I said, even wish it had happened differently. Because the reason they broke up is not because they didn't have feeling. In 75% of the case, people still have feelings for their ex when they decide to break up. It's just that things didn't work out for you. And the idea is to really regain that attraction with radio silence. They need to experience that breakup and the sense of loss. This is how you're gonna revive those feelings, by letting them experience the loss, basically. And the fourth one is attraction comes from mystery. They don't hear often from you. This is what would create attraction. They would want to discover the other person. They want to know more. As I often say, mystery and attraction are 2 sides of the same coin. The best way to create that coin is radio silence. Radio silence would basically synchronize those modes and basically turn that mystery into attraction. So let's talk about sign. Let's get into action. They communicate. They make the effort. Even when you don't, even when you're on radio silence, they make the effort to check in and see how you're going. They want to know about your life. I hear sometimes from other people doing similar relationship coaching saying you should ignore them at all costs and be very strict with radio silence. Be really careful about that. After you went through a month of radio silence and you see that your ex is texting you, they are making the effort. And so if you ignore them, they'll feel that they are bothering you. They'll feel weird and rejected. And the risk is that, because I see that there's 2 extremes. There are people who are doing radio silence for 2 hours and people who are doing radio silence for 6 months. And then when I ask them, so how did you do the radio silence? Yeah, I did radio silence for 6 months and she contacted me after 1 month, but I didn't answer. I was stronger because I know that the longer, the better. And so what's the result? Well, she doesn't talk to me anymore. Be really mindful. If you don't know exactly how long it should be because it depends on the situation. Let's have a chat. I left a link also in the description if you want to have a chat with me. It's totally free. More than happy to provide insights and input. Sometimes, most of the time, in this call, I really help people to redirect and have a proper plan for them. 50 minutes is what is enough in most cases. So, even in radio silence, don't get excited about a text. The other way around. Some people ignore, some people are too excited. Don't destroy the mystery. Remember, mystery and attraction. Build discussion. Look at the tennis game, one ball and one ball. Be polite. If it doesn't go anywhere, and it's also something I hear a lot from my clients, if you feel that it doesn't go anywhere, you cut again to radio silence, to getting back to the state you were before. Sign number 2, they are curious. I love this gift. They are curious about your life. They ask questions, and that's what we call, there's also the emotional intimacy. You don't have this physical intimacy anymore, but you still have this emotional intimacy. Everything around them reminds them of you. What they are doing on a daily basis remind them of you. So that's this emotional intimacy that it is in play in their life. Remember that when they are curious about your life, it's because they are missing something that they were doing or they were sharing with you. Sign number 3, they keep pictures of you on social networks, at home. You can see that sometimes they deleted other pictures from the ex, but actually yours, they are still on their Facebook or Instagram. The idea is basically it reflects that they are not sure. They want to keep that flame around. What they have left of you is these photos. This is it. It's a bit like the only thing that gets them to have you around. Therefore, radio silence works, because by only seeing that photo of you on Instagram, on Facebook, at their place, they'll feel like, okay, I'm really missing out. I need to see him or her. This is the time I should, send them a text. This is how it works. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it works. Sign number 4, they talk to you about the past and things I call happy memories, the great memories you had together, things that when you look back, puts a smile on your face. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's dates, things you've done together, built together, and they want to leave them again with you, and they would use them to regain interest in your eyes. In that case, don't cut off the radio silence for that reason. Just leave them experience that. Play around a little bit with that, be polite, reply, but don't cut radio silence for that. And sign number 5, they talk about you. Your friends are talking about you. They thought you were going to beg them, but you were stronger than that because you're watching my video, you do the right things. And therefore, they realized that, they thought they would be the big prize. They thought you were on the hook, but things have changed. Things have changed and the game is changing. You're about to win. You're about to win back your ex because you're doing the right things. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment. Take care. Bye. Ah non. Putain. Sign number 5, they talk about you. Your friends are talking about you. And the reason they're talking about you because your ex thought that you would beg them. Your ex thought that they would be the big prize to win. And they realized that you're stronger than that. That you're strong and did that radio silence because you're watching my video, you're listening to my tips, and this works. This works. And therefore, now the game is changing, right? So key takeaways, be reserved in that case. Don't move too fast. Don't move too fast. Time is so important. Sometimes we want to fix things straight away. Don't punish if they're silent and you reject them or ignore them. It's not going to work. And do not reveal yourself too much. Remember, attraction, mystery. Any question, feel free to call me. Take care. Bye.